if you're here and ready, we should probably get underway so we don't waste too much more time.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So is everyone ready?
I certainly
suppose.
Yes.
All right. Do we need a recap?
I would like one, but
All
that's
right.
just me.
So, last time on Star Wars,
Dragon Ball Z.
You guys were walking away from your ship, your crashed ship, after a lovely Deveronian female named Teth, a Deveronian ranger, found you guys at the crash site, put down a beacon for repair droids to come and start repairing your ship, as she walked you guys back to civilization. Upon getting it within eyesight of the Deveronian town, you guys quickly realize that, along with the Separatist brigade blockade, they have also been going into cities and setting up junctions and checkpoints to get in and out of the city. With some carefully crafted words, you were able to go past the checkpoint with no real issue. Teth basically gave you the layout of the city, gave you a map, gave you kind of encrypted, I'll say, tips and tricks of moving around the city. She gave you guys fake or mock passports to kind of move around at night, to look like free citizens. Yes. Let me get through this, and then we can start rolling Destiny and all that garbage. Yeah. So after that, she kind of discreetly told you that if you guys did want to get to the Jedi Temple that is on Deveron, you can go through a hole in the fence where she lives, where she had two speeders covered up for ease of transport as a ranger. You guys took her up on that after a lot of botched rolls, a lot of mistakes, but you guys got there. You guys got on the speeder, and you guys went to the Deveronian Temple, under the cover of night, of course. You guys stopped about a mile away on the speeders, got off after Mikia had pretty well battered the gear shift on his speeder. You guys got off, went the rest of the way on foot. You guys looked over at a heavily guarded Deveronian temple, heavily guarded by a lot of B1 battle droids. Pretty low security as far as Separatist goes, but it's cheap low security. The reason why it's been secured is unbeknownst to you. What is known to you is a new companion in your midst, a cloaked and masked figure that has agreed to help you all get into the temple. They have shown you a secret entrance that they have, quote, used before to get in. It was guarded by 3 battle droids. You guys hatched a plan to get in there semi-undetected, but were stopped by the 3 battle droids. We now open the session back up at the start of initiative. So I'm going to have everyone roll Destiny first.
Put the light side in for me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's force of habit.
I know. Adrian rolled 2.
Damn it.
That's 2 there, and bam, bam, bam. Cool.
Would this be cool or vigilance, do you think?
I'm gonna say it is cool, because you didn't catch it by surprise. You guys went up there with a plan, and they stopped you.
Cool.
Javen. Hang on.
Okay,
yep.
Okay.
Cool. Go ahead and roll initiative. Yes, Gio.
Technically, I used deception to separate the 2 battle droids from the supervisor, and then I used a quick draw talent to catch him unawares and shoot one in the face.
Did you do that?
Yes, I did. I have the video to prove it too.
He did.
Okay.
I do remember that.
Is that what the 2 Is that what the 2 successes are from the last roll
That
you did?
no, that was me testing the new upgrade system that they have in the game, and I should have done it on my
Gotcha.
tested barrier. No, what happened in the last session was I decided to put on performance. I turned around, I jumped, and acted like I got hit by Thor's hammer, and basically started shouting, "They're coming this way! They're coming from that direction!" The supervisor droid looked down and said, "Are you okay?" And I went, "I'm perfectly fine. Quick draw, shoot him in the face."
Gotcha. So the 2 other droids are moving towards where Quinn, Idrian, and the masked figure are, right?
Should be. I also
Okay.
want to make you aware. I'm going to go ahead
Mhm.
and spend a strain before I roll my initiative to add equal numbers of successes to my initiative check. I only have 1 rank in rapid reaction, so I'm only going to add 1 success.
Okay.
Damn.
Cool. Very cool. Let's see.
Like I said, I also think that I should probably get a sneak attack before the real combat starts, but that's up to DM.
If we could wait just a minute while I get
No,
set up.
take your time. Take your time. I just wanted to remind you how it ended. That's all.
I gotcha. And I appreciate it. So we got Supervisor Droid here. Okay. We got those. I'm going to roll initiative for the Supervisor. And it would be Vigilance for the Supervisor.
Makes sense.
Caught by surprise.
It is not letting me. Why isn't it letting me just roll as a GM?
Have you actually added the supervisor battle droids to the adversary list?
I have not. I'm just having it open in different tabs because I haven't had a chance to fuck around and learn all this stuff.
I don't think it'll let you add initiative just as a DM. I'm not sure.
Cider's entering the party for just a moment.
There is a way. You can hit the plus to add slot. I'm pretty sure.
Go on, Nick. Forget an all move.
I see. Either way. Wait, hang on.
I want it to be known that both Adrian and Mikia see a ghost of a farm boy with a giant ass lightsaber. What the fuck is that? That could be you.
They're prettier than me.
Usually,
Betty.
off like right away. So if you want to play this tackle, that would be
All right, so that's 2 successes, and then this is for the regular battle droids who have 1 green. Yeah.
If you want, Jaden,
Well-
I can bring in adversaries from my game and add them to the adversary list if you want.
We can just wait. Just wait on that. Let me figure it out from here, and
Not a problem. Just wanted to offer.
that's all good. That's all good. All right, we're gonna go and stop initiative. Is there a way to move the PC slot up? Because Cedric did roll a success and an advantage.
Normally you would click go to like one of the rounds, or should be you
Fuck it.
can convert. Well, hold on.
Look. Okay.
You can convert NPC slots to PC slots and vice versa. So 5 slots were generated. You can move the slots as you need to, or turn like the second slot into a PC slot, and then the 4th slot into an NPC slot.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this.
There you go.
There you go.
Cool.
You can't move
right.
it, but you can change it.
That is fair enough. Okay, so we're gonna start off with you guys. Who's going first?
I would argue we need Mikia to go first.
And I would still
Yeah.
argue that I got a sneak attack off.
I would say yes. Go ahead and roll a ranged light attack, please, for your
Sounds good to me.
blaster.
The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to be sent right back to the Pokemon Center to heal your Pokemon.
Going to do this. I'm also going to activate my ability Quick Strike to give me 1 blue for a target that has not moved in combat yet. What is my difficulty?
You are using handheld at engaged range, basically. So I'm gonna say it's what, 1 purple and a black?
This appears to be 2 purple because it's still engaged.
Okay. I'll take it. What would you like to do with those 3 advantages?
Give them all to me for my next roll.
Okie dokie. So, 3 advantages.
I wish I
We had
could
a
crit,
cheat.
but I didn't hit.
We had a cheat sheet, didn't we?
Somewhere.
I found it.
I'm pretty sure we should.
Back.
Let's see. Recover 1 strain. The next allied character's check. So it's allied character's next check, not yourself.
Let me take a really quick look then, just to...
It's on page 5 of the,
The cheat sheet.
yeah.
I'm going to perform an immediate free maneuver. To stand up, because I was prone. And then I am going to give a black to the supervisor, because I'm probably guessing he's going to go next. And if it's all right with everybody, I'm going to take the first round.
Okay.
It's fine with me.
He's gonna switch.
I am going to attack the supervisor again.
That's your shot. Go.
Sure.
All you have.
Gauged range.
Go on
That
your back.
adds that.
Press B.
Let me just. The character has still not acted yet, so I'm going to add a blue for another quick strike.
Okay.
And then I will suffer, and then I will use a maneuver to aim. I will suffer 2 strain to aim again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
And here we go.
There you go.
Oh, those 2 blue were so good for me.
Yay.
Cool. So that's how much damage in total?
That is 9 damage.
9 damage in total. What is this? Supervisor droid.
Martin.
Does your blaster pistol have any pierce?
It does not.
It's just terrible.
It's. I believe it has
Go
4
ahead.
soak,
Can we
so it
minimize
should be
talking
5.
in the background, please?
Kate, Ed.
Oh yeah.
Can hear Geo. Thanks. Appreciate it.
I believe the
Um,
supervisor has 4 soak, so it should be 5 damage.
Yes. 5 damage. Cool. Yeah. You still have your maneuvers left.
No, I do not. I use them to aim.
Never mind then. Cool.
I was really hoping that
that's-
first attack was actually going to hit.
Cool. So you fire twice. First one is a sort of crouching upward shot that flies by the supervisor's head. The next one hits supervisor's shoulder as the next turn in initiative. Let's see. What can the supervisor do? Um, um, let's see. Hmm. Okay, so as Mikio, you get your shots off. It goes, "Oh, what the?" and starts reeling back. Takes out his blaster and goes, "Intruder! Intruder alert!" Uh, points the gun at you. Is going to make a leadership check. Do, do, do.
Ow.
Let's see. The battle droids stop in their tracks and just kind of turn around like, "What was that?" Um, it's him. There's an intruder right here. Points his gun at you. Gives the signal for those two to start firing at you. That is his action. He's going to use his maneuver to back up a little bit to go within short range. That was his turn. Next initiative.
Quinn, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Yeah, Quinn and Adrian, you both are within, I'll say short range of the two B1 battle droids.
Well, if I go first, I'm going to have to look at someone and be like, sir, I have no weapon.
You have the energy slingshot.
Where?
You do
I've
have the
got my
energy.
pockets.
That's it. We know we gave it to you. It should be in
Did
your
I?
inventory.
Let's see.
If Ed's gonna go looking for that, I will probably.
I
Chance
do
of
not
that.
have it.
Oh my.
Let me see. Hold on. I might have put it in the wrong spot.
So we are within short range, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I am going to.
I remember adding this. Why did it save?
I'm going to use my maneuver to take out my vibro knife. I'll have to take 2 strain in order to move because I'll have to get in with engaged range.
If I'm understanding,
Yeah.
you should be engaged with them, just kind of hiding.
That wasn't what Javen said, so I'm gonna go with what
I said
Javen said.
because the battle droid stopped walking and turned around, they aren't within engage range. He would have to use a maneuver to
I
go out
apologize.
and go.
I apologize.
If you want to use your melee weapon.
Which, yes, I would like to. Adrian has consistently just used his knife when he feels most stressed, and right now is pretty stressed.
Funny, I would think that Adrian would be more relaxed.
He's in a combat situation. He hasn't been in a live fire combat situation in a very long time, and he's with people he doesn't really know. So, stress is here. One moment, please. I need to look something up.
It didn't save. I'm pissed.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
I had a character sheet for the masked guy, but it did not save.
Sucks. That really fucking sucks. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Okay, that doesn't give me anything for this, but I am gonna go ahead and make a attack with my vibro knife
Okay,
against.
so that's gonna be 2 purple.
Okay. And I'm gonna choose whichever battle droid is quote unquote first or leading.
It
if
is.
that's any sense.
It is a minion group. You
I was
just
about to say.
attack the cloud.
Beautiful. Won't let me. That's very odd. It's saying forbidden resource.
Forbidden resource.
Haven't heard that.
Yeah,
Haven't seen
don't-
that error before.
I'm just gonna do this, and we're gonna. All right, let me try this. Okay, why is this being foolish? Go pool dice. Yeah, it's just keeps telling me forbidden resource. That's really freaking unfortunate.
Restart and pull up the melee skill from your dice from the dice roller in the middle, and then we'll just
That's
add
what I
it
tried
as we
first. So
Maybe restart the page if it keeps giving you errors.
yeah, I'm just gonna close and restart.
go. Either that, or you can just add in the dice manually. I feel like we've encountered this once before, and I don't remember why.
Let me try logging in again.
That's okay, because this gives me time to actually redo some character sheets and stuff.
Yep.
Fix what I thought was saved, but in fact was not.
There we go. That looks like it hit. Cool. So that
Beautiful.
should be 4 damage with Pierce 2, so it should go through Soak.
Hold on a sec.
4 damage.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Pierce.
whoa. That should not be right. Give me a minute.
Why?
Because vibro knives are plus brawn damage. The knife does 1+, so whatever the brawn skill is adds damage to it. It should be 6, not 4.
Okay. The way I've seen it in the book, it's rated as 1, but maybe I'm looking at the wrong.
Well,
Stat
let me
block then.
let me double check because I don't want to upend something. So just give me a minute. Because I know
can tell
that
we're really-
melee
damage is-
weapons.
Damage is
So
plus
really
1.
prepared this session.
Yeah, damage is plus 1. It is not brawn, so it is just 1.
It
Vibro
is
knife is +1, so
yeah.
it's your brawn +1 plus successes made.
Yes. So if you have 2 brawn, it
That's
should
3
be
plus successes, so 6.
yes.
Okay, so that would be 6. Okay. I wasn't
Phew.
aware of that. So
Okay.
I will change that.
6
So 6
goes through
damage.
Pierce 2, so it does 4 damage in total.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's your maneuver. That is your action. Moving on to the B1 battle droids. As Adrian jumps from the bushes, one goes, "Ah!" that and turns around and just starts firing wildly at you, as does the other one. You're going to make a ranged heavy attack at you. What defense do you have?
For Idrian?
Yeah.
I have 1 melee and 1 ranged.
Cool. So that's 1 black. You are within close range. Actually, no, you're in engaged range, so it's still +2.
Yep.
Actually, if they're using heavy battle rifles, I think they get added difficulties.
I think they do 2, but I forget what page number that's on.
Let me look
If
it up.
you will, yeah. Let's see. Range. Okay. Ranged with heavy is engaged with ranged heavy is 3, but if it's short, it's still 1.
2.
Yeah, but if it's engaged with heavy, it's 3 purple.
Engaged with ranged heavy, yes. And you are engaged. I see the page. I'm a smart boy.
There we
So
go.
it's 3 purple, 1 black from your defense. With their skill, yeah. Nope. Nope. They get a black to their next check. Moving on. Quinn, you're
I'm
up.
I'm adding the strain from my extra maneuver. So that's why I just added it. It didn't take the first time.
What was your extra maneuver?
I had to unsheath my vibroknife.
Ah,
I do not have the quick draw talent.
gotcha. I see. Okay, cool.
It has been such a pain in the ass to find, like, because every time I go into Wikipedia, it takes me into like the lore and whatnot, like that side. It doesn't take me into like the Force and Destiny type side of it, and I'm just like, no, I need to get to this, and I'm just like, finally found it.
Energy slingshot. Do you want
I
the
got
stats
it.
for it? Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
Uh,
At least we got there.
So yeah, Quinn does the thing where it's like, well, sir, how are we gonna? Oh, okay. I guess this is what we're doing. And goes, I guess, doesn't leave the bush. Like, we're in a brush area, right?
Yeah.
Or I am. I guess.
You are still in the bushes. Adrian has leapt out and is currently slashing at these battle droids.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take a shot at them with one of my, shot at one of them with my slingshot.
Okay, for sure. You're at short range. It's 1 purple.
Cool. Let's see what my ranged light is. Oh, it's not bad. 1 purple. I get absolutely nothing else to this. So
You can spend a destiny point to make it hurt more.
Nope.
Okay. You sure about that?
Yep.
Okay.
Three advantages. If you would like to give Mikia 3 extra blues.
Sure.
Because
Why not?
he is the next ally to make a move.
Yep. There you go. 3 blues.
I
This is
greatly
what I'm here
appreciate it.
for.
So Quinn, what does it look like when you shoot your energy slingshot? Please tell me.
It is literally like just like Ezra does it, but like more like I just whoop, phew, whoop, and pop back down.
Cool. So with your 3 advantages, going back to the top of the round, it is y'all's turn. Mikia, as you are shooting at this droid and about to get into cover as he's about to start firing on you, you watch as a little ball of energy hits this battle droid in the chest as it goes, "Whoa! What was that? More intruders!" As it points and focuses its attention on Quinn as Quinn ducks back down to the bushes. The battle droid is looking away from you. He's distracted. You may now take your shot if you would like.
And I'm not going to waste any aim to hit this because it's pretty apparent that I have 3 blue on top of my attack. He's at short range, correct?
Yeah, so it's 1 purple. to hit him.
Sweet. About to kill this motherfucker. I will use a maneuver, however, to take cover somewhere. If there's like a tree that I can, or like a rock. Basically, I'm just kind of, I'm giving myself a black to be hit just in case somebody tries to shoot me or something.
Gotcha.
Okay. Time to die, droid.
That'll do.
No crit on this thing.
No, he crit.
I did.
No,
the slingshot. It has no crit.
Yeah.
There's no crit.
You cannot crit with an energy slingshot.
With
So
10
how much
points,
damage is that?
So it's 10 points of damage. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I kill the droid.
Yeah, no. B1 Supervisor Battle Droid is dead. Mikia, finish it off real quick.
So as he kind of is going up, going, "What the hell?" I'm going, "Took your eye off," and I literally fire straight into his chest. And I turn around, and I kind of, with the 4 advantages that I have, I'm going to give them all to Adrian, and basically start turning around and looking at the 2 remaining droids, going, "Hey, forgot about me, and I start doing pot shots.
Mhm. Okay, wait. So, just for my own knowledge, the initiative slots. After he dies, does that mean one goes away, or does that initiative slot stay?
As far as I'm aware, the initiative slot goes away,
Okay.
but I will double check just to make sure.
Because the initiative slots aren't assigned. So,
Yeah, they can
that's
literally.
what I'm concerned about.
Let's see. Range band, no. I know a way that I can solve this.
I already removed it for now, so we can look into that later.
I can look
let's
into
just-
it tomorrow if that helps.
Let's focus on the session. I got
Yeah.
nothing to do tomorrow. I will fuck around with this and get this more under control for next session. So let's just get through tonight, and then I'll be better next time.
I will give
Um,
4 blues to Adrian as basically my way of just kind of distracting the droids, going, "Hey, forgot about me," and I start firing pot shots.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Mikia fires, kills the supervisor, tumbles behind cover, goes, "You forgot about me," and just starts blanket firing at the B1 battle droids that Adrian's in the middle of.
Yeah.
Cool. Next up, please.
Do you mind if I take the turn?
Not at all.
All right. Yeah, I think the NPC slot goes away because it says in the participants take turns section, it says if the initiative slot is an NPC initiative slot, then the GM chooses one NPC to fill a slot from amongst the NPCs who have not acted that round. Then they take a turn.
Gotcha.
So
what's
Given
Adrian
that-
doing?
Adrian is actually going to pull his knife out, pull a slight spin to kind of get behind the droid, and then use his maneuver to unholster his blaster and take a point-blank shot at this thing.
Remember that you
Cool.
have 4 blue to play with, and if you want to aim to get 5 to take out both of these things, I'd recommend it.
I don't have that much strain, but yeah, that's a possibility. So I'll take that. We're in engaged range. Build pool. Take my 3 blues. Roll the dice.
Well, it's 4 because I gave you 4.
It was 4 blues.
All right.
Just roll
You want me
another
to roll
blue
the-
for me. Roll
Okay.
another blue for me.
Didn't matter.
Why not?
Okay.
Very cool.
Cool. So, because I'm a commando, I can add 1 damage to a successful ranged light or heavy attack at engaged or short range. I'm going to go ahead and use that, so it becomes 10 damage. I know that needs to be applied through soak. You can use the
10
threat however you will.
damage. 10 damage with the pierce 2.
Nope. This is my blaster pistol, so it still goes. You can -2 for soak.
Wait, so the blaster pistol.
The blaster pistol doesn't have any pierce, so whatever soak you have,
Gotcha.
it absorbs the shot.
So with 4 soak, you deal 6 wound, which is the threshold of the number you needed, basically.
Awesome.
So yeah, so Adrian, you basically you shoot the one in front of you, turn around as the battle droid starts firing at you. The battle droid hits its partner a few times. You toss the husk aside, point blank, shoot it in the face. Combat isn't over yet. I'm going to do this.
Use this.
How many shots would you say y'all have fired from your blaster pistols?
3 on my end, and I think 1 on Javen's end, or on Cedric's
Yep.
end.
Yeah, 1 from
then
Adrian, several from the droids, 1 from Quinn, and at least 3 from Nikia.
Slingshot,
Cool.
from what I remember, doesn't really make too much noise.
No, but it's still a bright light.
Yeah.
So,
I would say about 4 or 5
What-
in total.
out of all of you, who has the highest stealth score?
That would be none of
Mikia?
us. No,
Hold on.
I used to, but I took scores out of stealth because I wasn't using it all that much.
I get
Okay.
2 green. That's it.
I get 2 green as well. I can spend a destiny point.
I get 2 green and a blue.
Let's hold off.
That means
The
you.
blue doesn't apply because these things are not force sensitive, though.
So all of us are literally the same, Javen.
So, the difficulty for this is going to be 2 purple. Bam. I need everyone to roll me perception checks, please.
Alrighty then.
I could have told you
Difficulty
things
be-
were going to hear us.
Difficulty being 2 purple.
Oof. I've been getting a lot of threats on my successes. Javen, feel free to use and/or bank them.
Adrian, take a strain for the pride damage
Yeah.
of being spotted on a stealth mission.
Yeah, perfectly valid.
Mikia and Adrian both, after blaster bolts have been fired, you see that there is a group of 5 battle droids that have been running in to support what the supervisor called for and the supervisor had called for backup. Shouted intruders got the attention. As 5 battle droids start running in, they are at medium range. So this is going to be 2 purple. And they are going to fire on... Who are they going to fire on? You know what? I'm going to roll a d6.
Honestly, your best bet is probably Adrian because he's the biggest one out there.
I'm also the flashiest,
is-
but
It is Adrian because Adrian is out in the open. Miki is
Yep.
behind cover, and Quinn's in bushes.
Exactly.
So,
I exposed. I'm aware.
let me take this away. So, medium range. The the threat is actually no. Adrian, take away the strain, the 1 strain that I gave you. It's actually going to give them a blue to fire upon you.
Perfect.
Do that. You have a rank in range defense. All right. So that is going to be. That's going to be 11 damage.
Okay.
That does not go through soak.
That
So whatever
brings-
you're.
How?
So, Adrian, as you do your cool maneuver, 2 smoking husks, one near where Mikia was. Mikia peeks out from behind cover. You both watch as battle droids start to flock to your location. What does Adrian do? Because you didn't get crit, so you didn't get hit necessarily.
It just singed me, essentially.
It's just it's
it
blaster
bounced off
fire,
the
you're-
armor.
You're out in the open, blaster fire is happening, so it's the physical strain of you getting to cover, physical strain of you having to dodge out of the way, or getting minorly singed. How does Adrian react?
Adrian's first thought is, "Hooray! Someone's shooting at me." Oh fuck! Someone's shooting at me.
Battle! Oh fuck, it's battle!
He immediately looks at their newfound masked companion, and basically, as quietly as he can, communicate without shouting, he's like, "Get them to the temple," and starts running off in a direction that is away from the rest of his companions.
No.
Quinn, it's your turn.
I hate you.
I'm playing my character, Gio.
Can I go up to Adrian and smack him?
Do it. Do it.
No.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do
No.
it.
No, sir, we stay together.
So Adrian canonically hasn't moved, but has basically just told the masked figure, who has just been sitting on a tree branch watching this whole thing go down for the whole time. You tell him to get you tell him to get Mikia and Quinn into the temple. Quinn, it is your turn. Quinn, what would you like to do? There are 5 battle droids closing in. Adrian is out in the open. Mikia's behind cover, and the masked friend is just kind of kicking his feet up in a tree.
And I heard him saying, "Get us to the temple."
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Immediately, without realizing the danger, because I think I didn't see the 5 people coming in. It's like, what are you talking about? Sir? We stick together.
No. Yeah, and then you start seeing the blaster bolts happen.
Like I am saying this as the blaster bolts are coming in.
Ah. Cool. So what do you... Yeah, have some dialogue if you wish.
In the middle of a firefight.
Sir, I do think it's best. I don't think it's a good idea to split up.
Do you see a better option?
Droids are notoriously weak.
Yep, Adrian is... If Mandalorians have droids, they're used to train against, so Adrian is more of the opinion of, like, yes, these are droids, but this is still a live-fire combat situation.
Mm.
And, he views Quinn as useless in this situation, I'm not gonna lie.
No, fair, very fair. Might I suggest a tactical retreat?
I don't like the idea of going into terrain we don't know, and possibly enemies inside, but that's not the worst idea.
Can I speak up for a minute? Because I'm assuming this is all kind of going down as I'm peeking across and kind of taking pot shots a little bit, not really hitting anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, once the battle droids start shooting, they stop at about medium range and slow to a kind of walk as they're kind of walking and gunning. I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt. If everyone wants to take 1 strain, all of you, you can all get behind the same cover and have this dialogue as this is happening.
I'm
Cool,
already
I'll do
behind
that.
cover. Do I still need to take the strain?
Well, it's getting to the same cover so we can have this conversation.
Yeah,
That's fair.
because
you
you're a bit of you basically like all collective go essentially kind of midway between where the fort, where like the jungle is, where the secret entrance is. You kind of find a midway point that's big enough to cover all of you, including the masked figure, as he is now hopped down and does like a quick dart and goes in and is now part of the dialogue and goes, "So what's our plan, fellas?"
We run inside the temple. We grab one of the heavy blasters and destroy the entrance.
Sir, there's usually a bit of a problem with that. Droids are notoriously very badly, very ill equipped. They're meant to overwhelm with numbers. If I remember some battle tactics. of the
Unless you
Jedis.
plan on shooting them, I recommend that we run inside and destroy the entrance to keep them from coming in.
Yeah, that also blocks us from getting out.
We
Do
have
we
more
have
than one exit.
explosives?
Are you sure about that?
We have a remote droid, and we've seen at least 2 other entrances. We will find a way out, but we need to
Do
keep
we
these
have
things.
explosives?
We do not.
Then how are we going to kill up the door?
The blaster should be strong enough to destroy the stone.
Are
If I may interject, lads, there is a door. There is a door that we can just shut and lock.
Then we will shut the door as we go inside. Everyone in.
I'm good for this.
You get
Quinn is-
inside. I'll be the last one in. I'll cover you.
No, you will
I
not. You
promise.
go in first.
No,
You've
no.
already been shot.
With all
Quinn
due respect,
immediately runs in.
With all due respect, Quinn starts bolting. It is Quinn's turn still. Quinn starts bolting away and goes. So you need to do 2 maneuvers to get into the door.
So I spend the strain to do the extra maneuver.
Yep, that's fine. And Quinn starts bolting. Do you want to use your action to hold so that once everyone gets inside, you can just shut the door?
Yes, I'll stand by. I'm assuming it's a normal Star Wars door with a data pad that.
No,
Like-
you get in, and it's literally just like, you know when you go to the mall and there's those like handicap buttons that you push and the door automatically opens? There's just a button next to the door.
We need to destroy the button.
Rock. Yes. So.
You run in, you hold your action. Next up is going to be anyone who wants to.
Adrian, you go first. Run inside. I'll back you up.
Adrian is going to look at the battle droids, look at his companions, grit his fucking teeth, and as quickly as he can, make his way to the goddamn temple.
Hallelujah.
Cool. 2 strain into 2 maneuvers if you would like.
I look at the
Mika?
masked friend and I go,
Mhm.
You next, mysterious stranger.
No, please, I insist.
Very well, you're not very good in combat anyway. I get up and I fire off a couple of shots and I spend my 2 maneuvers to get inside.
Cool. You do the Han Solo thing if you just kind of like trot, fire a few wild shots,
Yep.
and then go in. As soon as Mika crosses the threshold of the temple, you watch as the masked figure just gets up and does a slow jog as blaster bolts are just raining down past him as he's just slowly jogging. He crosses the threshold and he goes, "All right, seal it up."
I press the button, and can I as I'm pressing the button, can I do like a observance? Just like, does it seem like this guy is like? You know what? No, because there would be no way Quinn actually knowing unless he had the Force. But it's like there are certain things that's like, you know.
I pull out as Quinn closes the door. I shoot the door control.
You watch as the door closes. Mikia, you start to aim your blaster pistol at the button. The masked figure puts his hand on top of your gun and lowers it. As the door comes from the top and goes down, as from the side, you watch as a stone bar just falls across the door, barring it shut.
Oh, that's a great.
Did you know it would do that?
Of course, I use this entrance all the time, as I said.
So you've been in here before?
Oh, many times. How else do you think I know of the entrance?
I have to admit, I didn't think that far ahead. Does that mean you know of a way out that does not guarantee these things follow us?
Well, I would be more concerned that they know that we're in the temple, and they'll probably be searching for us. So, for whatever reason you guys are in this temple, you might want to be a little bit quiet about it.
I would
Quick
agree.
question. Go anywhere else.
Quinn, how about you send the remote ahead a little bit to scout out the temple?
Before we do that, our new friend, have you ever seen droids in the temple?
Yes, that's why I advise we use caution and, proceed a little quietly. You look physically exhausted, sir. And he looks at Adrian.
Nancy.
Adrian just, with bags under his eyes, looks at him and goes, "Just been a long day."
He takes a hand underneath his robe, which, by the way, I don't know if I described his robes properly, but it's very much like the sleeveless cloak where it has the thick hood and just like you can't see arms, legs, nothing from behind. You watch as a hand kind of extends from the robe and holds out a very small green stem to Adrian and goes, "Go ahead and just jam that into you. You'll be fine."
Adrian probably recognizes a stim
You
pack.
have to leveled up like 3 times. Look at how much XP I got.
correct me if I'm wrong, a stim is 5 wound the first time you use it?
Yes, it is.
Think.
He weakens once a learn.
That's about half.
What do you think?
That's up to you.
Mikia actually looks, and goes, let me... He kind of looks and looks at the armor. I'm going to do a medical check and just try to get him some more wounds back. If I'm understanding this correctly, since he is at half health, it should only be 1 difficulty.
Let me see. Also, because combat in the encounter has officially ended, I'm gonna go ahead and remove clear initiative.
Cool.
Everyone, go ahead and roll me either discipline or cool. No difficulty. However many successes you get, you recover 1 strain. Advantages, if you spend 2 advantages, that can count as another success.
Okay.
I'll keep it at 2. I think it's canonically makes sense for Idrian to be pretty fucking mentally stressed right now.
I'm sorry, what was...
You can don't be a bully to yourself, my man. Just
I'm not trying to be a bully. I feel like it makes sense for Idrian to just kind of like hoard his resources a little more.
If that's what you want to do, this isn't a resource. This is just Idrian catching his breath.
Okay. Then if it's just that, I'm going to take the extra 1.
Yeah, the discipline and cool is literally just you guys. The door closes. You hear a few blaster bolts. They die down. They go, search the area. But where you guys are at now, you'll probably be fine for a good like 10-15 minutes. So as long as you guys kind of sit around, are you going to allow Mikia to kind of look you over medically?
Like at this point, Idrian is reluctantly allowing it.
Cool. So Mikia, essentially, yeah, you see that he has a few scrapes or whatever, and you're just like, please, and he's like, okay. And what was your question, Gio? Sorry.
So I looked at the medicine mechanic skill. It's recover 1 wound, and strain or heal 1, or basically 1 success recovers a wound. And the state of Idrian right now is that his wound is less than or equal to half of his wound threshold.
It is 1 purple. Yes, you are
Yes.
correct.
Cool.
You go ahead and make that medicine check.
Oh God. Well, so much for that.
He looks at him. You look like shit.
Pretty much. I'm like, here, let me take care of you. You know what? On second thought, never mind.
The advantage you can use that 1 advantage to not inflict a wound on Idrian.
Thank you.
You go to like inspect his wounds, Idrian. You get like a little spark of tenderness, and you're like, ah.
Not on the rib, please.
Sorry.
And then it is then that Mikia and Idrian both realize Mikia's been hurt before. Mikia's no doctor.
No,
She should not
I
be
was
looking over medically.
I was just trying to help to see if I could. It was.
I gotcha. This is a growing experience. For you
Very
guys.
much so. Kryn.
Idrian kind of just, when Mikia puts a hand near him, he kind of like pats Mikia's forearm. Is like, it was a nice gesture.
Perhaps I can get some instruction from a doctor in the future, but for now, are you able to walk?
Yeah, still in not quite fighting trim, but I can at least make my way through somewhere. Let's follow our friend's advice and be quiet.
I agree.
You got a name there, friend?
Can I hold on before you guys, as you guys are having that conversation? You're kind of failing at the medicine check. Can I just like walk up, do my medicine check on him?
Adrian, roll a perception check with 2 purple, just real quick.
Yeah, you got it.
That's true. Quinn would be a lot better at this than I am.
Quinn, do you have medicine as a skill?
I do.
Okay, cool. Adrian, you see Quinn walks over to you with their dark holes of eyes looking towards your wound, just like looking more in their element than Mikia did,
Yes.
looking at your wound.
You know what? Adrian has had a very, very, very long day. I feel like he's just like, if these people are willing to get me back into a better shape, fine.
Fighting shape,
Yeah.
yeah.
As I see the knowledge kind of swell up in Quinn, I don't even try to help. I just kind of back up and go, "Looks like you know more of what you're doing than I am. Could I please borrow your remote while you're helping our friend?"
You don't have it.
Eddie, you are in game.
Yes, no, I know. Kate's asking me questions. I'm trying to like give her quick answers so that she can just like make her own decisions.
Kate, make your own decisions. You can have Eddie after the session. Stop it.
Yeah. So, I just kind of walk up and just like start actually doing medical.
Okay,
basic
but
medical.
Mikia did ask you a question on if he can borrow the remote while you do this.
I don't even look. I just hand him the remote.
Okay.
I take the remote and
Cool.
I go ahead.
Cool. Quinn, go ahead and make your medicine check. It is going to be 1 purple. Mikia, are you just going to activate like a scanning protocol on this remote?
Yes, I'm just trying to see if I can get a small layout and maybe perhaps see things that haven't been explored for some time, or maybe there's something that we don't know. I'm basically just trying to get a
Adrian.
map.
Adrian, heal 3 wound and 1
Damn.
strain, please.
Look at you, Quinn. Damn, that's good.
Quinn was
So
supposed to multi-class into a doctor before I made him a pilot.
That is awesome.
So Quinn, as well, I mean, Polis Masters are just innately
Healing.
medical professionals. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Quinn, you go up to Adrian. Adrian looks like scuffed up. He looks like he's maybe pulled something in his leg. Like a few like kind of blaster like heat singes. Not that he got hit, but they kind of grazed him. What does it look like what does it look like as Quinn's kind of just like providing basic medical attention to Adrian? Please have that dialogue.
Yeah. Oh, well, sir, if I can just get you to lift your leg like this, and then I just kind of like massage it just a little bit, just to be like, and that should do it. And sir, if you could lift your finger out, and I kind of like put like a little bit of dressing on the small scrape or whatever. And sir, and please, and basic doctor techniques of like, if you could do this for me, and I just kind of like go in and like.
And
Dress
Adrian, how cooperative are you?
I mean, this is essentially battlefield surgery. He's been on the receiving end and the giving end of it before. Adrian's pretty used to it, so he just kind of lets it happen. But he's kind of keeping an eye on the masked stranger, waiting for him to answer the question of, "Do you have a name?"
To which, you know what? Let's canonically say, because there's a lot going on with you guys right now as you've just ended the encounter. Let's just say you ask him that question as you're being medically treated by Quinn. As you do that, he just kind of, the mask kind of pans up after kind of like looking on the ground, looking down the pathway that you're in. The mask turns to you and just goes, "Just call me the Hermit for now. That's what everyone calls me in the town."
All right, Hermit it is.
I forget. He got your names, right?
Yes.
I do not think I said my name.
Gotcha.
I think Quinn introduced all of us.
Oh,
Yeah.
An exasperated sigh from Mikia as the Hermit just now says his name, and Mikia's like, "Are you?"
Yeah, I'm just like, I give up. I start messing with the remote.
Cool. He goes, "Yes. Anyone who comes across me just refers to me as the Hermit, at least in the Ranger Corps." They're the only people who are actually allowed outside the city nowadays.
And how long have you been, well, the hermit?
Oh, a long time. Long time. We should be safe here for another 20 minutes or so. You got the remote up and running.
One moment, and I click the button to turn it on.
Okay. You turn it on, it goes, "Hello!
That's shush. I put my hand
How
on
can I
its
be of
on its.
assistance? How can I help with assistance?"
You need to be quiet.
Volume down.
Give me 1 sec. Sorry, I was re-upping my drink and I was getting ice and it was gonna be very
No
loud.
worries.
You're fine.
So
No ice in the studio.
as you cover his mouth, he goes, "Oh yes, I will be very quiet." As it starts to as you watch on a little screen on its front, and you watch the volume just go down.
Okay, now we are inside a temple surrounded by bad droids. Do you understand?
Oh, that sounds awful, sir.
It truly is. I need you to give me a scan of the temple to see if you find anything that hasn't been discovered for a long time. Just a map of the general temple. But, you cannot be seen by the enemy. Understand?
Oh, I understand clearly, sir.
Repeat back the orders to me.
I get a scan of the temple, of anything that hasn't been scanned before or has been left alone for a long time, and I be sneaky doing it.
Specifically, do not be seen by the enemy. Yes?
Affirmative, sir.
Okay. Report back in a few minutes.
Okie dokie. And you watch as the little probe just kind of rotates 180 degrees away from Mikia and just goes zooming down the hall.
The droid should be able to give us a somewhat of a map of the temple. May even find some hidden passages, no?
Sir, if I may, it would have been a good idea to scan the entire temple, or at least most of it, and given us maybe a decent layout of where everything, including the droids, are.
That's kind of what we're doing.
No, it's just scanning for secret, undisturbed stuff.
Mikia kind of looks down and goes, "Oh shit. I gave the orders wrong."
You feel a warm hand cup your shoulder, Mikia, as the hermit kind of just puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, "You know, if it's any consolation, as I've stated previously, I've been in this temple many times.
Then how about you
So-
lead the way?
I could do that."
Then let's get going. The recon droid will meet up with us, or we will meet it along the way.
Sounds like a plan. We should be careful going through, though. They have spotted us, so they are going to be patrolling.
I agree. Are you able to guide us on how to get around them carefully?
I could help, but I'm usually used to traveling by myself.
I understand. Go ahead.
But you all seem like you know your way around a recon mission, aside from the short one there.
I'm afraid the group is rather new and not used to hiding as some are. It may be
Oh,
helpful if you give a few pointers, no?
Oh, I'm very naturally stealthy, sir. I'm very small, and people tend to overlook me.
That's a fair point. Can't knock that. All right. I will do this then. I will go ahead. You know what? Give me, say, about 10 seconds behind me. Oh,
This we will
and
do.
here. And he, as you kind of see like a little rummaging in his cloak, he produces 3 very small range glow sticks for you.
It is dark
What?
in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And what I thought I said, but I realized I neglected to say, is as soon as the door shut, he cracked a glow stick so that you guys can all see while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing.
Thank
He
you.
produces 3 glow sticks for you guys. He goes, all right, stay about 10 paces behind me. 10 seconds, 10 paces behind me. And we should be good.
This we shall do.
Very well.
I will lead the way. I will basically help keep pace.
Okay. Is that amenable to you to
Yep.
the other two?
Adrian's gonna play rear guard.
Cool. So Adrian in the back, Quinn in the middle, Miki out front with the hermit in the in the scouting area.
Adrian has his glow stick on, but is covering half of it, so the light is diminished.
Gotcha. I would advise you all to do the same as the hermit kind of goes through hallways.
I actually use a bit of my poncho to hide it, so that way the light is severely diminished, but I can still see it.
I'm not going to crack mine. I'm just going to keep it in case emergency, and then I'm just gonna I'm gonna go hold on to Adrian's leg.
Oh, sorry.
You do realize that you're walking in front of me.
No, I'm gonna walk to your side.
Okay, cool,
Hallway's big enough.
perfect.
And I'm small enough.
Yeah, that works for me.
Give me 1 second.
You got it, man.
Do. All right. So you guys, in letting the hermit lead the attack, or lead the scouting mission, I should say, you will be using his stealth rolls. If you guys would like to help him, you can all add a blue each to his rolls against the perception of the droids that are currently scanning the area.
Okay.
There is no reason why we should not do this.
Yes.
No, I'm just, because of my force sensitive, I'm supposed to have a blue against biologicals. Do you mind if I just, since it's already added in, do you mind if I just count that blue as that, since it doesn't work on droids?
Sure. Let's see. Cool. So that's that. There are droids sweeping the area. There's going to be a red difficulty for him. There's going to be 3 blues from you guys.
Yep.
Let's see. So that should do it. Cool. You watch as the cloak gives him very natural camouflage. But he walks a few paces up. He stops. He holds up the hand to stop. As you watch a battalion of like 7 battle droids cross, sweep with their flashlights. He motions for you all to squeeze against the wall. You do. He eventually gets to a point where you are in a little side room, which was once just a little resting area for one Jedi or another. All the pathways he's been leading you down have been kind of unmentionable. There's not really been a whole lot of stuff. It's mostly just been barren walls. This temple has very clearly not been touched in like 20 years, or at least upkept in 20 years.
Is there anything written on the wall?
No, no,
Okay.
and that's the weird thing. There's no art. There's nothing. There's no rugs. There's nothing along these corridors. But he eventually stops, looks around a corner, motions for the three of you to go past him. Do you guys do it?
I do.
Cool. You guys all go in, and he kind of manually, slowly, like closes the door enough to where it's like a little crack, to where it's kind of dark in here. He pulls out his already cracked cracked glow stick, walks up to you guys and crouches down and indicates for you all to kind of take a knee. And he goes,
I stay standing.
"That's fine." He looks at he kind of like pans his mask at the three of you and just goes, "All right. So there are only in my travels. There's only about maybe 3 or 4 areas worth visiting here. Why are you all here again?"
Research?
Research,
We agreed
artifacts.
at the
I'm assuming?
beginning that our reasons are our own.
I need to. Well, this is the time in the mission where I kind of need to know so I can help you find where you need to go.
Research on Jedi artifacts, sir.
Understood. So the places that I would advise that we visit are probably the main hall, which is where you'll find artifacts worth certain sums of money, certain sums of credits. There's the computer room, which has holo recordings dating from before the calamity and a few years after. We can also go to the sparring room where we might find some kind of solace or maybe some weapons. I haven't been in there in years. I usually only frequent the meditation and council area, which is where you might find some kind of information, something like that.
Let us visit the sparring room first, if that is okay with everyone. And then I recommend that we check the main hall.
I would like to get to the computer room at some point, too.
I agree. If you're okay with waiting, if that is last. If not, we should hit it second.
I'd rather... Because if we hit the computer room, it should tell us exactly... Well, it should tell us what's been going on, and it should also maybe help with maybe the inventory.
Or it may come up with nothing. We have no idea how much power remains in this temple. I doubt I'll be able to pull a trick like I did last time.
That seems like it's going to be a risk anywhere we go in this temple, sir.
But with weapons in the spotting room, we would have a better chance of defending ourselves. We might even find some armor.
A chance that there are weapons. You didn't guarantee.
What do you
this
think,
is a risk, my
Mandalorian?
friend.
Where do you want to go? Cedric.
I know. I'm thinking about how Adrian would answer.
Gotcha.
Does he answer just by heavy breathing of being in his enemy territory?
I mean, that's part of it, but it's also a question of, yeah, he's in enemy territory, but he's also, he's being chased down by droids. This is altogether a familiar but an uncomfortable situation. Right now we need more of the lay of the land. Let's hit the computer room first.
Very well.
Computer room first it is. Alright. Follow me. It's gonna be the same roll. Easy enough. He takes you through another series of tunnels. This time it kind of looks like this area has been stripped a little bit less. You start seeing like more tapestries, maybe like a plinth that once held something but no longer does. Rugs are more common. But eventually he takes you down a corridor with a door on the left. I'm kind of using vague things because it's dark and it's a lot of hallways in this temple. Much unlike the Coruscant one, which is a lot more ostentatious, a lot more like
Open room,
you're
air
visiting
kind of thing.
like you're what the fuck was that? Kind of. Whereas the Jedi Temple in Coruscant is much like the Vatican, where it's just like you are at the seat of religious like hierarchy and the seat of religious power. Devaronian Temple is kind of just like a church that you found in the jungle. There's a lot of like hallways that he kind of takes you down, but he stops you a few times as like a smaller battalion of battle droids start scanning the area. One more successful stealth check, and I'll say the battle droids kind of clear out. He takes you down a hallway, kind of looks off to the left, motions for you guys all to go in as he kind of watches around. You guys all go in. And you are in what looks to be a much dingier computer room.
I immediately, without thinking, just go up to the computers and start trying to boot them up.
You push the button a few times, and there's no response.
I figured as much. I begin to look around, kind of assuming that there's not any battle droids in this computer room. I take out the glow stick, and I start walking the walls to see if I find any sort of power junket or anything along that line.
Go ahead and give me a perception roll with an average perception roll, so a 2 purple. Do it with 1 black, and then tell me what you get.
Two threats.
You said 2 threats?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got nothing.
I kind of look around and go.
It honestly just looks like, those computer rooms at like older libraries where they still have like the tube monitors. You're looking at that, but like there's no power.
I'm afraid I'm not seeing anything that I can pry open. I then begin to look. I kind of start zigzagging through computer banks to see if maybe there's something that I find like just kind of obviously in the air. I actually look to Adrian, and I go, I could use an extra pair of eyes. Come.
Adrian kind of fully uncovers his glow stick and starts following Mikia, kind of keeping an eye. If he can, he wants to keep an eye on Hermit and see kind of how he's looking about the situation.
Cool. Roll me a streetwise check, because this will be an insight check essentially. Because you can.
Got it.
I'll say even in the dark, you guys can very kind of easily see each other moving around the room.
Mm-hmm.
You see that the for the streetwise check, it's going to be
Can I assist him in the streetwise check?
For sure. So you'll be using Mikia's. Oh well, no, because he's doing something that's different than to what you wanted him to do. So I would say no.
No, that's fair. I was just wondering if I could help.
Yeah. If you want, you can give him a blue to assist.
Essentially,
like,
yeah,
assist
that's
action.
fine. I'm not really. I mean, I don't trust Hermit, period, but I'm not like trying to keep an eye on him.
Okay. Fair enough. This difficulty for the streetwise check is going to be. Let's make it 1 red and 2 purple.
Am I adding a blue for Mikia or no?
You are adding a blue.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, saw that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
It was worth the try.
You watch as the hermit kind of just piddle farts around, walking around, just kind of very clearly has been here before, obviously, but just doesn't really look like he's gonna do anything. Quinn, what are you doing?
As soon as I just kind of see that the computers are not working, I kind of turn to the hermit and goes, have these ever booted up since you were here?
Oh, occasionally. There's actually a camera computer over there, like a monitor over there, solar powered. I don't know how much juice left is in it, but it might work.
So no history banks or hard drives or data.
No, as I said, this is the computer room, not the archive.
I see.
No, the archive I haven't been able to locate, much less get into.
Who knows? Today may be our lucky day, no?
Actually, fun fact about Jedi temples, since you guys want to know information, a lot of Jedi temples actually have a failsafe in their archives where if there are no Jedi present and haven't signed into the archive in about a month, the archive actually auto-locks.
What is auto locking?
Well, if there's no one that has entered the archive or signed into a archive terminal in a month, usually that's standard, the archive just locks itself until a Jedi is present.
Been a little longer than a month.
I apologize. Did you say until a Jedi was present?
Yes, until a Jedi was present. But in order for the Jedi to be present, they would have to know where the archive is to begin with and know how to sign into it.
Of course. Forgive me.
Oh, no.
Idrian.
There's no fault to be had.
Idrian, let's see if we can't find something to help our friend Quinn, no?
Shooting Nikia a death glare. Sure. Why not?
I assume that I get a blue from him helping me.
If you would like, what are you trying to do?
At this, I've scanned the walls. Now I'm just kind of walking up and down the computer banks to just see if we find anything worth of note. Maybe there's a power node. Maybe there's something that's still on. Maybe there's something valuable. Just kind of walking around with our lights, just an extra pair of eyes.
I'll say if you want to do that, you can do that yourself. Adrian might want to do something by themselves.
I asked him to come with me.
It's up to the characters. If Adrian said fine, then that's fine. I'll ask who has the higher perception.
I just checked with Cedric.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead and roll me another perception. It's gonna be 3 purple.
Ooh.
3 successes. You find the terminal that the hermit was talking about. With the 3 successes, there's not a whole lot in here. This looks like the IT department of the Deveron Temple. So, like, if doors would go haywire, if computers went kaput, if various people's data pads were out of commission or comms, anything, this was the Apple store of the Deveron Temple.
I look at the terminal and go, I believe this is what our friend Hermit was talking about, no? Do you see a way to turn it on?
There's a big power on button right on top of the screen, like middle on the top of the frame.
Aha! I have solved the puzzle, and I press the button.
On button. You push the button. You have complete access, and this is pretty easily something that you find out within the first minute or so of having it on. As you turn it on, this cam terminal has holo recordings of everything within the last 5 years, as well as everything before the loss of all the Jedi. But there's a 15-year gap where it looks like the cameras were just off. But then in the last 5 years, they may have like gotten power again, or like maybe for the past 15 years, there's been branches on the solar plates, and they haven't had a chance to recharge. Reasons unbeknownst to you, within the last 5 years, the cameras have started recording again.
So I grab the light stick at the tail end of it, and I turn around to where we were just walking from. I wave it in the air to kind of signal Quinn to come over here.
Oh, as soon as you booted it up, I would have been right over there.
So you go to wave your glow stick, and Quinn is already like silly running towards the terminal.
I believe he knows that we turned it on.
Good. Okay. Is there any way I could download stuff like data files onto my pad?
If you roll me a average difficulty check with a black dice, you may.
As he's doing that,
that's two purple.
As he's doing that, I'm guessing Hermit's kind of like right behind him.
Adrian, Quinn, and Mika are all surrounding the computer terminal. Yes.
So Hermit's not around us right now.
The Hermit looks like he's just wandering through this area.
Cool. As he's doing that, and as Quinn is kind of preoccupied with the terminal, yes.
I
grab Adrian by the shoulder. You heard what he said, no?
I heard what he said. I don't see how it matters.
I believe it matters a great deal. That archive could hold our price of freedom. We are talking about secrets that even the Jedi temples on Coruscant do not have.
I need someone who's a Jedi to open them, Mika. Do I look like a Jedi?
I believe he is using Jedi in the explanation of what your gift is. I believe that you may be able to open the archive. We just need to learn how. I am not asking you to reveal your secret to the Hermit. If anything, I will do it for you.
How does Adrian respond to this?
I think, Quinn, you're making an average computers check but Adrian is so.
Yes, it is going to be a 2 purple, 1 black difficulty check computers to download stuff onto your datapad from this terminal.
As I see Quinn Adrian kind of mulling over what he says, I put my hand up and go, we may not need to do it at all. If we find something of value outside of the archive, then we need not reveal your secret at all, and I will not need to take your place. But if we come up empty-handed while searching the temple, we may not have a choice, Adrian. We will need to get inside somehow. I am more than willing to take the blow for you and reveal myself as a Jedi. But you're the one who's going to have to use the Force.
As soon as Mika says use the Force, not even bothering to hide it. There's a ugly bubble of anger that just ripples across Adrian's face. And he looks around, casually throwing a glance over at Hermit.
The hermit like picks up like a little like just a bit of junk from a desk, looks at it, blows it off, dusts it off, looks at it, and just kind of tosses it aside.
Javen, are you cool with wrapping this game up at 11?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Because I cannot stay up like I did last time.
I'm sorry for making things run late. That
No.
was fine.
You're perfectly fine. It's the day that I had yesterday. It's not you. Normally I wouldn't give a shit, but today I really do need to get my sleep.
Yeah. Adrian's just having a real rough time of it because everyone's telling him be a Jedi when he doesn't want to do anything else beyond not that. So I feel like he's like, well, if we aren't getting anything here, let's at least look to see what we can find out and about.
I agree. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Maybe we find something in the spotting room, no? Maybe we find a better weapon than that little toothpick you call a knife, no? I get a
Kinda
smile on my
raises an
face.
eyebrow, looks at him and goes, better than your toothpick at least.
Hey, at least I admit it's a toothpick.
Finally, a smile, and he just looks at Quinn and goes, all right, Quinn, I'm sorry. It looks like we kind of haven't got anything here. Let's see what we can find elsewhere.
Whoa, hold on. One moment. Are you in need of some help, Quinn?
No.
Did you get what you were looking for?
No.
Then you would want to try again? Maybe I could help?
Oh, no.
Okay, I guess we're done here.
Alrighty then.
Miki is just kind of like, well, this was a waste of time. Onward to the sparring room.
I wouldn't say it's a waste of time, sir. I now know that there is nothing here. For 100% certainty.
Mikia, if you want to roll a streetwise check, you may.
Yes. Inside, Mikia is internally
and-
screaming.
Quinn, if you would like to roll me a deception check. No difficulty on either check, please.
How many purple?
No difficulty. Just roll me streetwise against Quinn's deception.
Honestly, in Quinn's eyes, this isn't deception. This is just, I'm mad at this computer, so I'm not going to get anything out of it.
No. That is deception because you're just mad and don't want to admit that you can't get in. That's deception. You are lying to Mikia.
What in God's name?
So, Mikia, you aren't a computers guy, but as you both agree, as everyone agrees to leave the computer room, Quinn hops off the chair. As the group leaves, you have one final look at the terminal, and you see that that the files for the camera for downloading literally just has asked for a password, and the cursor is still like blinking on the text bar.
I'm gonna walk up and give it a shot.
Sure. So you're gonna try and guess a password.
Just to see. I'm gonna use a destiny point
Roll me a computers check. What are you using destiny point for?
to give myself a yellow.
So you're guessing the password protected on a Jedi security camera in the middle of the Deveron temple.
Yes.
5 red.
Oh my God.
Just give us that destiny point back, and you'll just won't do it.
now, here's the thing: the odds of all red being blank are still there. So let's just. You've used the destiny point. You've already done it. No take backsies.
No,
Go ahead and make this roll.
my foolish arrogance
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
I was just gonna
make-
roll
make-
what he
Make
rolled.
the roll. Make the roll.
Oh god.
Not as bad as it could have been.
You know what?
What password does Mikia guess? Tell me what Mikia guesses the password at the Deveron Temple security camera computer is.
Jedi.
What do,
Jedi. 1, 2, 3, 4.
password's incorrect.
Ah, you know, I believe it's busted, and I just kind of slap the monitor and I walk away.
And with Quinn and Mika tying for deception and streetwise, you agree with Quinn. There's nothing to be gained here, and you leave.
5 fucking red. I was expecting to roll like Quinn's roll, not. That's a cruel and
Easy.
unusual punishment.
The computer check that Quinn did was to find out that it is password and heavily encrypted to get into the literal security camera mainframe of a temple.
Oh, I know what I should do. As I kind of slap the monitor, I wave my stick over at Hermit.
You wave your stick.
The glow stick.
glow
Glow
stick.
stick. You, as everyone is on their way out, they don't see you point the glow stick at them.
I do not wish to raise an alarm, so I go,
What?
we should have just gone to the spotting room. I'm pretty sure we could have find shit there. And I walk away, more agitated that still nobody listens to me.
So where are you guys going now?
Sparring room, please.
Sparring room?
Yes.
Cool.
That seems more than fair.
Awesome. You guys go to the sparring room. It's the same roll for the hermit doing stealth checks. Where is it? There it is. I'm doing a roll. I did a roll. Yeah, so now
You want some dinner, baby?
it looks as though the hermit.
Oh, that's not good, actually.
Adrian, you're in the back. As the hermit looks past hallways and turns down separate things, right at the tail end, you watch as the hermit, as he's moving, it almost looks as though he has the droid's patrols tracked. Because as soon as you guys leave the position, you watch his battle droids start to turn and come down the hallway where you guys were just at.
Mm-hmm.
He leads you guys to the sparring room. The sparring room is one of the most vacant rooms you have seen. Very much looks like a dojo. Big, one wall being one whole mirror. Big padded mat. There are about 3 or 4 separate padded mats, but they're pretty big. Can I get everyone to roll me perception checks, please?
Difficulty?
2 purple, 1 black. The glow sticks, by the way, are removing 1 black. It would have been 2 black, but the glow sticks are removing 1 black.
Nope, that is 3 purple.
You got it.
Hey, way to go, Adrian.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sometimes
So-
I do things.
So Adrian and Quinn, Mikia, you don't see anything, but you can use that advantage to recover a strain.
That works for me.
As you all enter the sparring arena, Adrian and Quinn, you both see. Quinn, you take 1 strain from having that.
A resolve.
Is it a minimum of 1, or you just take one less?
I think it's 1 less. Oh no, it is a minimum 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it's to a minimum.
I think it's a minimum. Yeah.
So, Quinn, go ahead and take a strain. Adrian and Quinn, you both see, as you're kind of looking around at this kind of vacant room. On a sword rack, there appears to be 4 vibro swords, all stacked on these very like dust covered. This whole area is very dusty. Obviously no one's been here in a while. As the droids patrol, they don't really look for anything of value, so they just kind of look at stuff and move on. Mikia, with your one advantage, you see that on the other side of where Adrian and Quinn go, there are 2 mannequins that hold 4 mannequins that all carry 4 sets of what looks like sparring gear. This is where the Deveronians came to train. But yes, so 4 vibro swords, 4 sets of training armor, and Adrian, what do you do with this information as you see the vibro swords?
I feel like immediately Adrian would go to the swords and pick one up. Just like he's practiced with something like this before. This is natural for him. So he would start moving through Mandalorian combat forms. And
as you walk over to the swords, you pick one up, start going through the motions. The hermit takes his place and kind of like leans up against the door and kind of like looks to and like kind of keeps guard. Quinn, you see the vibro swords as well. You watch as Adrian goes up and starts kind of swinging the blade. Mikia, you see the body armor. I assume you go over to inspect those.
I do, but it's one of those things that I actually kind of walk up and go, "Hey, it's a dummy," and I punch one in the head.
oh no!
You start just kind of like nothing happened. You just kind of just like hiya.
Exactly.
It's satisfying to punch. It's very cushiony. You're like, okay. Adrian, as you're kind of swinging the blade, you start to hear something. You start to hear whispers in your head that are very faint. They just go, a lot of just very faint whispers in your head.
I feel like knowing Adrian, he would throw himself further into the combat just because this has happened to him before, and he wants to escape it, but the way he escapes is through fight or flight. So he's just going to go even harder into the practice.
So you step onto the mat and just start swinging the blade harder. Can I get Quinn and Mikia to roll Streetwise for me? Because this is very visible, as you can hear the whooshing of the sword.
I was actually about to ask, does my datapad have a video record function?
Difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be... Adrian, what are your ranks in deception, if any?
So 1 moment, please. 2 green.
2 green? 2 purple for this Streetwise check, please.
Lightsaber Streetwise.
Lightsaber
I
Streetwise.
do not know why that came up that way.
Quinn, the advantage? Yeah, your datapad does have a record function.
Okay, then yeah. I start recording.
The problem is it's incredibly dark.
Yeah, it's so fucking dark you're not gonna be able to see anything.
You can turn on the flash if you want to be so bold.
No, I'll just kind of like catch what I can in the whatever exterior moon light would be coming in, or
The glow stick.
there's no exterior. There are glow sticks, so you would be able to see a very faint outcrop of the glow stick that Adrian has attached to his hip.
Okay.
But it's kind of like when you're recording in the dark for like when we meet up for like hangouts or whatever, and we have like a lightsaber fight.
Yeah.
But if like there was a light from like someone's phone on their hip, and the lightsabers won't turn on. So recording probably not the best idea because there's literally nothing really to see. Mikia, your one success. Adrian's going a bit too ham
Yeah, I see that.
for it to just be like he's just trying out the weapon. Also with the success,
Go ahead.
not the best idea to interrupt when someone is in the zone for this kind of thing. He's not making much noise. There's no need to interrupt. Adrian, as you dive deeper into your practice or your sparring, kind of trying to drown out the voices in your head, as you pivot one way, the voices get stronger. You pivot another way, and the voices quiet a little bit. How do you react?
Adrian is so tired of fighting, he leans into the voices.
Do you keep the sword in your hand?
Yes.
As you lean into the voices, they start to get louder. As you start to as Quinn and Mikia both watch as Adrian kind of just starts walking towards one of the walls. Whereas if the doorway was, let's say, south side of the map, north side is the wall of mirrors as you see in like a dojo. To the right is where Mikia is kind of just that was punching the body armor with the mannequins. On the south side wall to the left of the entrance door, that is where the vibro swords were. You watch as Adrian starts to walk over to the left side, from the door's perspective. Adrian, as you start walking closer to the wall, you get about 5 feet away from the wall, and the whispers stop entirely. In your head, one voice breaks through it all. Breaks through the silence, as you can't even hear the sound of like the sound of no noise. You can't hear anything until this voice breaks through and just goes, "Callous." And through your eyesight, there's a very small little glow in the wall in front of you, about at your chest height.
Still holding the sword, I reach out with my other hand and kind of just touch where I see the glow.
As you touch and you see the glow, you feel kind of like in The Hobbit, that secret keyhole.
Mm-hmm.
You feel an indent in the wall. That feels like it goes deeper, but the indent of what, roll me. Is there investigate in this, or is it just perception?
Skullduggery to a certain degree.
It's okay. Yeah, roll me a skullduggery check, please.
Sure. What's my difficulty?
2 purple and 3 blue. As you touch this indent in the wall, you feel relief. Go ahead and regain 3 strain, please.
Okay. Javen, I forgot. This is a check that involves one of those disadvantages, so I should only get 2 back, just so you know.
No. You get the full 3.
Okay.
As you touch this, you realize that this is not your usual fatigue, let's call it. This keyhole as you now feel it to be. If there is a key to whatever is inside of this, there is no way to pick it. It has 9 separate points twisting at 2 odd angles, to where if you were to pick it, you would have to have like 6 arms to hammer in all of the bases for the picks. There are 3 holes in the middle. The design of this keyhole is so intricate. But for you, you don't feel your usual fatigue at this moment in time when you're kind of investigating this keyhole. What do you do?
Oh, this is gonna come back to bite me in the ass. Adrian is young, so his curiosity is high. Javen, is there a way I could use Conjure to make the key something that fits this hole?
That's an excellent question, Cedric.
Because Adrian is like, this is the first time he's gotten concrete evidence of this being not him being fucking crazy.
Okay. Would you like to use Conjure to conjure some sort of contraption or key to put into this keyhole?
Yes, this whatever is in his head said his name. He wants to find out why.
Okay. Go ahead and use your Conjure power. Go ahead and roll the Force die.
I will take the conflict and do that, because I feel like this is Adrian. Given what little he's like, from the little context he's gleaned, his family had ties to the Jedi in some way, and he's just angry that nobody told him. He's had these stupid powers, and somebody could have fucking helped him. They could have told him about this. He's very angry at this. So I see him using the dark side to just make whatever he can to get finally some answers.
As you do so, are you trying to hide what you are doing?
No. Adrian is so caught up in the moment, he does not. He doesn't even think about it.
Okay, so what is your stealth ranks? You said just 2 green, right?
2 green and a blue if the character is living. I mean, if they aren't cut off from the Force, I guess is the better way to put it.
Okay. Yeah, Mikia, you kind of pick up this vibro sword. I'll even say with the failure, because as you pick up the vibro sword, this feels kind of nice. It's just a big toothpick.
It's a very big
pick it
toothpick,
up.
and I put it on my belt.
Something that you do learn as you're kind of putting it on your belt, it is dulled. These are training blades. It can be sharpened again, but they are dulled. So I'll give you that. I'll give you that one for free.
Awesome.
Quinn, can I have you roll a perception check for me?
Difficulty?
1 red, 1 purple.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got it.
You take a strain, please. Quinn, you watch as Adrian is starting to manifest the Force along this wall, and you look at the Hermit, and the Hermit's mask is directed in point blank straight line looking at Adrian as he's doing this. Um, nothing you can do right now, but
Can I make a streetwise check on the hermit?
not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. Adrian, as you start, what does it look like as Adrian is using Conjure? Are you like kind of like twisting your hand to like manifest? Like how does Adrian use Conjure?
This is the first time he used it. He felt peaceful. I feel like for this time, it's almost like watching. It's almost like watching something disgusting, like pieces of bone almost forming in his hand out of nothing to make the shape that they need to. Just something that is unnatural and unhealthy.
Do you use both hands or just one hand?
He's just using his right hand still has the sword, so he's just using his left hand.
As you stretch out your left hand, in front of you, because Conjure is phantasmal. So as Conjure is happening, you are filling all of the sort of plugs and holes and links of this keyhole, but as you do so, your hand starts to crack and kind of shift in an unnatural fashion as you start to become obsessive with this lock.
Mm-hmm.
As you conjure a key for this, you can feel as though your hand grows 9 extra digits. It doesn't look like that from the outside, but from your perspective, you are squid-like picking this lock with your hand. As you do so, your hand kind of cracks into place and you kind of flex it a little bit. But everyone in the room hears a as a 6-foot tall doorway that's about 4 feet wide sinks back about an inch and slowly but almost silently moves to the right. And Adrian, no one else, in Adrian's head, you just hear, "Welcome, Callus." As a final hiss locks the door out of place, Adrian, Mikia, Wynn, and the Hermit all feel a gust of wind escape this chamber. There is now a hallway in front of you, Adrian.
Sword up. Just look back at the group and be like, well, I guess they didn't find this.
The Hermit's faceless mask is emotionless, but the body language is very still and just locked on Adrian in the doorway.
This is the
I
same
walk-
description.
I
Win.
walk in front of the viewpoint of the hermit with the dull vibro sword in my hand, almost like I'm ready for combat right in front of the hermit. You will tell no one of what you just saw.
The visage of the Hermit just kind of tilts to the face of the Hermit just kind of tilts to the side a little bit, and he goes, "I'm sorry, Mikia. Are you threatening me?"
I owe a life debt to this man. He doesn't want this secret to get out. I am begging you to not say anything. And I drop my accent. I've completely dropped my demeanor. It's one of those things like, I don't want to fight, but I need to know that you're not going to say anything.
Sir, what are you doing?
Mika, I've sworn off combat. Why would I tell what could potentially start combat? Use your head. Drop the bravado. As this is happening, Adrian, what are you doing? You walking forward?
Oh, heck yeah. Adrian
Cool.
is kind of... He's so focused on the voice. I think I don't even notice the byplay that's happening behind me.
No. Actually, as the door has opened and it says "Welcome home," you feel almost a sense of pride and a sense of urgency to go through this hallway.
Yeah.
Quinn,
Adrian is down the hallway.
Quinn, on your right, there's Mikia threatening the hermit, and on your left, Adrian just disappears down a hallway.
I would immediately chase after Adrian. Mikia can handle himself. The hermit, just, I don't know, whatever. Adrian is doing something strange, and it seems like I need to be there.
Actually, need Quinn to make me a discipline check, please.
Okay. Difficulty
4 purple.
4.
Oof.
Yikes.
Actually, before you roll... Oh, okay, well... I was gonna say, before you roll...
He made it, though.
1 red, 3 purple. So why don't you go ahead and re-roll all that real
Oh.
quick.
No fun whatsoever. No fun, sir. Yeah.
There
Fuck
we
you,
go,
Javen.
that's better.
Fuck you to high hell.
Lame-ass.
Quinn, you run forward. As you get to the entrance, you watch as Adrian's glow stick, you can't see it anymore. He walked like 5 feet, maybe a little bit more into the hallway. You can't see it anymore. But you, Quinn, in your head, you're used to receiving broadcasts that kind of, reverberate within your ear holes. But this is in your head.
Oh.
And you hear no.
Uh-oh.
I
And you feel
I broadcast. Okay.
you feel a pressure as you stop in front of the hallway. You feel a pressure kind of like on a super humid day. You know where you can kind of like feel when you go outside, you're like, oh, you feel a sort of like humidic pressure just in front of you, almost as though something doesn't want you to go past it.
Okay.
You still can,
Mm,
but it feels as though
cool.
whatever just spoke to you doesn't want you to pass.
Okay. Well then, in that case, I would broadcast in both Mikia and... Well, I would get in range so that they're in my broadcast range, and broadcast. We have much bigger issues than this petty squabble.
Adrian doesn't hear it. Mikia does.
That's the only person I'm really aiming for is Mikia and the Hermit.
Mikia does. You don't know about the hermit, but Mikia, yeah, you hear Quinn's voice in your head. It kind of like, whereas, God, how to describe this? Quinn is a speaker, so you're used to hearing his voice, but this voice sounds more like an echo, kind of like when Qui-Gon talks in ghost form. That's kind of what it sounds like when Quinn broadcasts instead of talking. Adrian, you continue walking down the hallway. It's not that long, maybe 20 feet in total. As you break through the hallway, your glow stick by your side, kind of cutting through some of the darkness, you enter what you can kind of feel and see to be a chamber, and a slow light from the top of the room, artificial, slowly shines down on a pedestal. On this pedestal, in a display holder, is a small knife. Being a hunter's knife with what looks to be, I assume you walk closer.
Heck yeah.
You walk,
This
you
is
walk a little bit
something
closer. You walk a little bit closer. And this is what looks to be a hunting knife. With what you haven't touched it yet. I'll wait for you to tell me if you touched it or not. But what looks to be a kind of leather gel grip. What looks to be, actually, roll me a streetwise check with 3 purple but equal amounts of blue. So 3 purple, 3 blue.
Ooh, not 4 purple. Take away one of those advantages because I keep forgetting to add the threat.
That's
But
fine.
yeah,
That's fine. With this check, this looks to be kind of akin a hunter dagger. It's like if a hunter's knife and a kunai had a baby. It looks heavy
Kukri.
yet balanced. There's a ring on the bottom with a cross guard. The blade is a little bit too long to be called a hunting knife, but too short to be called like a tauntor or a short sword. This blade looks as though it's meant for throwing, but also upfront combat. And in your head, as you're kind of inspecting this weapon before you put your hands on it, you just hear, "A gift for the successor." What do you do?
there's a brief pause. Idrian is just like, successor to what? Before he realizes that the thing is already in his hands. He's grabbed it.
Cool. As you grab it, it feels like nothing. It's like you reached for a knife and you're holding a pen. And you realize as you grab it, your hand naturally forms to where your pinky is like kind of very close to the base near the ring. The grip, as you usually hold your vibro knife, you kind of have to have like your knives kind of like, you have to like customize them a little bit to kind of like to make them feel good.
Yes.
This knife, as you go to grab something, form fitted. Almost as though this knife was crafted for you. And you pick it up. And as you do so, the hallway behind you, for you, lights up. In a dim light. In a dim kind of moon glow light. And you watch and you see kind of like behind you as Quinn is looking down the hallway looking mystified. We are going to go back to Mikia and the Hermit. The Hermit still hands in cloak, You can't see hands, you can't see feet. You just see the mask and the cloak.
I have fought many warrior in my time. I am a survivor. I know when to run. I know when to hide. I cannot do that today. I owe that man in there my life. And he has a secret he does not wish to reveal to the world yet. I do have no intention of fighting you. I have no intention of hurting you. But I need to know that you will keep this secret.
The hermit stands motionless for a moment. Whoever's making background noise, can you mute yourself?
Yeah, I'm about to.
Thank you. The hermit stands motionless for a moment. Tilts their head to the left side and just goes, trying to find my words here. A life death is one thing. But I sense there is more happening behind your statements, Mikia. What makes you so distrustful of me?
Don't take
If
it
I
personally.
wanted you all dead, I would have killed you right then and there.
Don't take it personally, Hermit. I don't trust anyone.
You're smart for it.
It's the only way to survive. Give me your word.
The head kind of tilts back so straight up and it just goes, or what? What's the end game here? I say no, you try and stab me, fail, and I kill all three of you, and break my vow of combat. Or you lower your weapon, accept that I'm here to help you, and we keep on our peaceful existence. The choice is yours. I will not strike first. But I will defend myself should you try and attack me.
You kind of see Mikia's hand kind of grip the blade, almost like he's trying to like find a better grip to find some sort of resolve to keep the blade up.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I can tell by the way that you move in the shadows. From the moment I saw you, I knew that I could not defeat you in combat. None of us could. I know how to size up anyone who comes and poses a sudden challenge. I throw the dull blade on the ground because there's no point. I literally just toss it to the side. Then how about this? I will make you a deal. You say you're here to help. And as far as I can trust you, I have no reason to doubt you. But if I ever found out that you told anyone about what you saw today, I don't care if you kill me. I don't care if it takes 50 years. I will make you pay for betraying us.
I tell you what, Itachi. I have a counteroffer. What I saw there was the Force.
He grits his fist.
Might I offer you a deal?
Speak your words.
Am I right to assume that that nasty crash that I saw from afar was you three? A YT model? If my estimation tracks?
At this point, both fists, almost to the point of drawing blood in his own palm, Mikia grits his teeth. What can I say? A new party has many faults. I have this look of no matter what I do at this point, I've been beaten, and that actually makes it worse.
I know the struggles of a new party and a new team all too well. More than I think you three will ever know. Or at least, I hope so. So, I offer you this deal. I, staying humble, am one hell of a pilot. I don't know what your motive is, but I know one thing is that you three cannot stay on this planet for very long. Travelers in a YT, coming from that angle, you're coming from the core worlds. I don't know much about you, but I know one thing. If you need help running a blockade, I'm willing to put this hermit business aside. And the mask kind of like tilts to the side past you and looks down the dark hallway, and he goes, "For the sake of the Force." And the mask turns back to you and just goes, "You guys want help running the blockade? You have yourself a pilot."
We make it out of this temple, and then we will decide if you're our pilot. Deal?
Making out of this temple, if it gets hairy, as what I would like to call newfound comrades, would do me the friendly service of forgetting my break in my vow of non-combat. If you were to just overlook that, we'll go back to your ship, and we'll leave this humid jungle that I hate so much.
Mikia takes a deep breath.
As you take your deep breath, a hand, a gloved and bandaged hand, very well concealing what they actually are. Everything that they have done so far has you cannot get a beat on what this thing is or who it is. Extends a hand to shake to Mikia. Do we have a deal?
Mikia closes his eyes. He takes a deep breath. He looks back up at Hermit. I know when the odds are in favor of someone else. I shake his hand. But know this. I still do not trust you.
Nor should you. I've given you no reason to. Except for my word.
I let go of my hand.
He as you go to let go, he grips it firmer and just says, "For someone who trusted me before, you're awful cautious now." And he releases.
You were a means
And the hand goes back into the cloak.
You were a means to an end before. I had no choice. As I do now, have no choice.
At this point, another small gust of wind wafts over Quinn, Mikia, and the Hermit as Adrian walks back out of the room. Holding, Adrian, what did you do with the knife?
I feel like it's currently sitting on my belt, not like immediately visible, but if you look for it, you know it's there.
It's pretty glaringly obvious. I feel like Adrian also looks a little bit more relaxed. It's just me talking, but yeah, Adrian walks out, and you see the knife on Adrian's belt. Adrian, do you say anything as you walk out?
I just look around at the tension in the room, and I'm just like,
With Quinn right at your feet.
yeah. Like, did I miss something?
And that's where we are gonna end the session.
Thank God.
What everyone think? I want your thoughts.
Wait,
I had a lot of
Cedric,
fun.
Cedric, what did you say? Because I was brushing my teeth and just finishing up that point. What?